Hello YouTubers, Hammy Technoid here, and today we are going to look at the Phase Linear Model 1000. I had someone ask me some questions about it and wondered if it was a good noise reduction for, say, tapes and records that are overcome or faulted with excess hiss. This is a device that came out in the, I guess, the late 70s, early 80s. And as a noise reduction device, it is at, I would have to say, the bottom of the barrel. Okay? It's not a premier noise reduction device, but it does reduce noise. It will do the job, but it does it in a way that is not very musical, I'm afraid. What it has for a noise reduction is this dial here, okay, and if it's turned all the way up, it is opposite. You turn it all the way up for no noise reduction. You turn it all the way down for maximum noise reduction. So somewhere in between you're going to reach a happy medium. And the button that controls the noise reduction is this one called correlate, okay? So you press the correlate on if you want to have noise reduction. Now, I'm not going to go into any expander modes or anything of this device. That's something that you can mess around with on your own. But the expander, I have to also say, is not a very good one. It is the bottom of the barrel. If you want a good expander, get a DBX. I am all for DBX. DBX is the best expanders in the world. They make them in the world. They got a patent on the chip. They patented it. It's the best. So don't even mess with other kinds of expanders, or if you're just looking to experiment and see what they do. But for this device, I'm looking at the noise reduction portion, and Phase Linear came out with it, and they called it auto correlation. So they call it correlate button there. Why, I do not know. But okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play some white noise, and white noise is the equivalent of tape noise. It is the hiss that you hear when you're playing a tape in the background, okay? So I got some white noise and I recorded it, and I'm going to play it now, and you're going to hear what white noise sounds. It's fairly loud. It's louder than normal. Okay, so there's the white noise. And since I've got the correlate button turned on, I'm going to adjust the knob, and you'll see what happens as it reaches a threshold here. It kind of just all of a sudden drops the frequencies, and that's how it reduces the noise. It just drops the frequencies. It doesn't do any magic expansion or anything. It just basically is a tone control. You know, it turns down the treble. But there's more to it than that. I have to give them credit. It is a sliding device. It slides along with the music. So as the signal is playing music, the sliding of the treble reduction will go along with the music. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave the gate wide open. This is the gate that's wide open now. And I'm going to play a song that has noise on it. I added noise to the song, and it's about 45 decibels down from the level. Okay, so that would be equivalent to, say, an early cassette tape. And let me pause that because it's annoying. And yeah, minus 45 decibels of noise was about the equivalent of the early cassette tapes without Dolby. And then the Dolby came along, and then you could get into the 50 decibel range. And then, of course, DBX came along, and then you got into the 100 decibel range of dynamic range or noise reduction and so forth, equivalent to about 90 decibels, or CD quality prior to CDs. Okay, so I'm going to play the song with the noise now, and I've got to skip past the one that doesn't have noise. Let me skip past that one. Okay. Okay, so that was the song that had without noise. Now you're going to hear it with noise. Okay, so I added some noise. and I'm going to reduce the threshold there. And now you notice it doesn't take away all the noise. And I can bring back the noise. And take it away. But what happens is let me go back to the beginning. It cuts into the treble. It cuts into the high frequencies of the signal. And pretty much you can't get around that if you're just going to use a tone control to reduce your noise. So in my book, this is not a very good noise reduction. It will suffice to say if it is all you have. But there are other ways to reduce noise better than this. I'm going to say that the DBX dynamic range expander would be much better than the phase linear 1000. But then an expander makes the loud parts louder and the quiet parts quieter, and on certain classical music it takes away from that because classical music already has wide dynamic range. So yeah, you may be stuck with getting a device like the phase linear here. But what you do to get around this is you record the music in its pristine state to begin with, and thus we enter in the digital range, the digital era, and that's what we've got. We've got perfect recordings now, 24-bit. The noise floor is theoretically lower than the noise of the electronics that records the sound. So that's the way things are right now. But I hope this was a little bit helpful to you if you had questions about the phase linear. Yeah, it is a sliding dynamic tone control type of noise reduction. So if that will work for you, it will work for you then. So I hope you like this demo. It was a short one. So until next time, I'll see you later.